you never had a tumultuous relationship with your adopted family.
It was interesting. It was like my brother was sick when I was growing up, and my parents did the best that they could with what they knew how. But little did they know, when my brother was sick, they were sending me to the church family homes, and I was going to these stranger homes. And that was just really scratching on my core wound of abandonment from being adopted. And so that was like sealing in these pathways, these neural pathways of abandonment and just fear. And so that's, a big reason why I rebelled so much, because I felt like they abandoned me all the time going through that.
I mean, let's talk about these neural pathways of abandonment, because you said in your healing journey, you've done over 100 modalities to shift your life out of addiction and out of these trauma responses that you've been so used to. What are those modalities that you've used?
I mean, some of the top ones I would say is neurofeedback, brain training. I would say red light therapy, hyperbaric oxygen chamber, EFT, emotional freedom technique, EMDR, binaural beats, I would say magnetic therapy, bioresonance, photobiomodulation. I have these
Child, you saying some stuff. I know some folks in our audience is like, rewind the tape, Elisabeth. Where do I start? Listen.
I experienced neurofeedback when I was 19. So I was on this huge drug binge, dancing at the time. I think I did so much ecstasy. It was like 3 months later, came out of it. I looked in the mirror. This is what brought me out of it. I looked in the mirror. I was like, I couldn't recognize myself. I was so skinny. I was probably about 80 pounds. And my head was all dry. I was like, this is not good.
This is after a 3-month drug binge on ecstasy.
On ecstasy. This was during the club days. Yeah. So all we would do was drugs and dance, make money more. Drugs, dance, make money more. So it was about a 3-month period of that. What I was really doing, I probably only have 2 days out the week where I wasn't taking drugs. And so I just fell into this stupor of being high all the time. And coming out of that, I couldn't even finish sentences. My brain was so inflamed. I was so out of it. I felt like I was walking around in a dream, disconnected from myself. And I was over at my best friend's house, rest in peace, by the way. And his next door neighbor came to me. He was like, hey, I have this thing that can help your brain. And da-da-da. I was like, you can help my brain, sign me up. I'm like, right now, let's go. That night, he took me, and I experienced for the first time in my life, 19 years old, neurofeedback. And that's basically where they're putting, they put electrodes on your head, and the machine is reading the brain waves. And then it is using sound, light, or vibration in some cases to activate different parts of your brain, putting a mirror up to your brain to show you where things are disconnected and how your brain can function more properly. So if you think about it, if you're unaware of something within you, if you have a pain and you're unaware that's even there, how can you fix it?
Yeah.
So neurofeedback is like putting a mirror up to your brain and showing you, hey, you're not working right here, 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 here. And so your brain is really repatterning in specific ways for you to optimize. So after I did 5 days of brain training, I completely changed my life. My brain came back. I moved back in with my mother. I signed up for college. I was exercising. I mean, it didn't last long, but I went back to the environment. But that hit of contrast, I knew was there.
Yeah.
So when I got out of jail, and really it was not when I got out of jail, but when I got pregnant, I realized that I needed to change my life. I couldn't keep going down this path. I had a whole human to take care of, and I knew that there were things out there that could help me. So I went deep into research of what I could do.
I mean, I came to know you because of your ex-husband, who's been on the show twice, Billy Carson, and the work that you all have done together.
Yeah.
And you all built this brand of forbidden knowledge. And what people don't understand about your role is that you helped take this brand from 3 million followers to 11 million. I want you to talk about what your role was in building the Forbidden Knowledge brand.
Yeah, so Billy already had a name. He already had Forbidden Knowledge for quite a while before I jumped on board. And I remember our first meeting together, I was like, we sat down and I'm like, all right, what's your 1, 5, 10-year goal? We wrote all those goals down. And because I'm very organized, a woman's brain, we're very detail-oriented. We know how to shift things in the background to make the visionary's dream come true. We know all the pieces that are missing. So as soon as we went through that meeting and I could see what was missing, I'm like, okay, this, okay. And so I started to build these systems around what he was trying to accomplish. And we accomplished all the goals except for one in that 4 years that I was with Forbidden Knowledge, 4.5 years, I think. And basically, I mean, there wasn't really a YouTube page, so I came up with all these ideas to do a podcast network and to grow the YouTube page, which ended up growing the following significantly.
Yeah.
All the events, I mean, I've always done events in my life. When I was a chef, I was a pastry chef for a while. I would do these charity events because I've had a toxic side of me, but my heart has always been wanting to help people, always. And I'm like, I'm killing people with sugar. So how can I balance this out to make it okay? So I would do charity events around food. So I knew how to build awesome events. And so I was like, we need to do events. I mean, there was a movie theater tour that was booked out, every single location. I mean, there was the award shows that we did 2 years in a row, massive. I mean, over 1,000 people from all over the world came to those. And so, I mean, I would say that my part, it was just helping to build the systems. All the details that were missing, I just kind of clicked them together. I built the roadmap for the tours, and there was no tours before me. I mean, he had tried, but no successful tours before I came there. So, I mean, it was just, I helped build the systems. Because it was just him. I think him and his son, Justin, that was there working. And I was like, you need more people. If you want to scale this thing, you can't scale this thing with 2 people. It's impossible. So I kind of built the branches of, how to kind of manipulate things to be able to expand and scale to where it is.
What did you learn about boundaries and power during this time of building this business with your husband?
I learned I didn't really have any. like women, right? We are born we already have this ancestral genetic stuff that we're already inscribed in our physical bodies of nurturing, taking care of. We are not allowed to be mad. If we're mad, angry, or we're crazy, right? Yeah. That's the stigma. So, I mean, we're taught at a young age. Think about it. We get given baby dolls, and we're feeding the babies, and we're nurturing the babies as babies. So this is instilled in us all our lives. And so when a woman that doesn't have boundaries and doesn't really know and is super, super just like connected with herself, she gets into a relationship and she almost loses all the boundaries and becomes what is needed in that family situation, because we are the nurturers. We are the take care ofs, right? And so I didn't really have boundaries. I thought that I was doing what I wanted to do, which in part I was. Like, I loved my years helping to build that. I thought it was fantastic. And, we helped tons of people. So it was very fulfilling, but it wasn't me. It wasn't only me, and I was not exuding my essence, my creativity. It was really being exuded for his dream and what he wanted to build. So I didn't have them. And when things fell apart, I realized that this has been my toxic pattern in my life. And then I started looking into so many other people. And I'm like, this happens to so many women, because we lose ourselves in these relationships because we're not connected to ourselves. We don't really know. And it's just in our field of energy to say, hey, what can I do? And it's, we're the mothers. We bring the kids to school. We get the husband ready. We get the breakfast. And then we go to work now. Yeah. Then we come home. We got to, get the dinner ready, get the kids, do the homework, do the laundry. All of these things are put on our shoulders. And then we start to realize, not even realize, but run this story in our head that if we stop doing this, everything's going to fall apart. And then it's going to be our fault. And then we start getting resentful because we're taking on all this stuff, looking at everybody like they're not grateful for me because I'm doing this. How come they're not showing? So we build all of this resentment up in our bodies because we are telling ourselves a story that if we were to take a step back, that everything would fall apart. And that's really a false narrative. And think about it. 80% of autoimmune diseases, women have that. Yeah. And then another thing is 70% of those 80% are minority women, because of the already stressors from not fitting in. So we really have to take a step back and look at ourselves and realize, what are we doing? This makes me fired up because I just see it so much. I just posted about this morning, and there was a comment. Some people don't have the luxury to take a step back. Some people don't have that luxury to take a vacation. I didn't say, honey, to take a vacation. I said, take 5 minutes, take a beat. Yeah. Take a moment for yourself. realize, am I killing myself for this? Because the minute that you are not healthy and whole, guess what? You can't help anyone anyways.
Yeah.
If you end up in the hospital and you're sick, who are you going to help?
Yeah.
So it's like we need to learn to take that beat after everything. I mean, we don't even sit down and have a conscious meal anymore. Like we are scrolling, we're working.
Everything's on the go.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're not built like that. Women especially. We are not built to be these machines. It's not in our nature to be that. And so I really want to wake a lot of women up in this narrative, like, no. And it's not about taking all this time. Trust me, I'm very busy too. I'm raising a 13-year-old by myself. So it's like everybody's busy. But are you too busy for you? Where is your priorities at?